the crown of thorns. Hello everyone. In this video we will explore the beautiful coral plant. This plant is popular among many plant enthusiasts for its stunning colors and unique shape. Let's learn more about it. About the crown of thorns. If you plan to have this beautiful flower in your home but are unsure about the care requirements for the crown of thorns flower, it's important to first familiarize yourself with its characteristics. The crown of thorns flower is a type of woody succulent that can become a very large and leafy bush when grown outdoors in a larger space. However, if planted in a pot, the plant will grow less and remain smaller. Its oval-shaped leaves, along with the thorny crowns found in its flowers, create a stunning appearance. When you need to cut the stems or prune this plant, be sure to pay attention to its thorns and also watch out for the sap that flows from the stems. Care for the crown of thorns. Lighting dot. When caring for the crown of thorncell flower, it's important to note that it loves bright, direct light. While it can grow in areas with less light, it is likely to produce fewer flowers. Generally, the more light you provide, the more beautiful and abundant the flowers will be. However, be cautious during the midday summer sun, as it can harm your plant. Flowers need nights without sunlight to rest, but adequate light during the day is essential for their growth. Watering. The crown of thorns flower stores water in its stems to help sustain it during dry periods. Regular watering encourages the plant to produce more flowers and leaves, but it can survive with less water. If the plant experiences severe dehydration, you will notice its leaves curling. Your plant should never reach that stage. When you feel that the soil of the plant has dried out, it's time to water. Adjust the amount of water to ensure that it covers the entire surface of the soil. Additionally, create drainage holes at the bottom of the pot to ensure excess water can escape. Otherwise, your flower may rot or, at best, produce an excessive amount of leaves that jeopardize its beautiful appearance. Soil. Continuing our discussion on caring for the crown of thorns flower, it's important to note that this flower thrives better in poor soils. Rich soils tend to encourage leaf growth at the expense of the flowers themselves. Additionally, using overly rich soil can lead to rotting leaves and harm your plant. If you're looking for the best soil for your flower, a mixture of equal parts loam, sand, and perlite is recommended for optimal results. Research shows that porous, poor soils are ideal for thorny plants like the crown of thorns flower. Temperature. The temperature of your home is suitable for growing and nurturing the coral flower. Extreme high or low temperatures are generally unsuitable and can harm the plant. The best temperature range for keeping the coral flower is between 18 to 32 degrees Celsius. If the weather gets too cold, the plant may struggle to survive and could quickly deteriorate, causing its leaves to drop. Humidity. Since caring for the crown of thorns flower is quite simple, it does not require special humidity levels. Unlike most beautiful plants, this variety thrives in the dry air of the home and will add much beauty to your space. Just place it by a sunny window and enjoy its charm. Fertilization. Since this plant has very slow growth, it does not require high amounts of fertilizer. The needed fertilizer for these plants is a liquid fertilizer containing nitrogen. Many owners of this plant fertilize it only twice a year, once in the spring and once in early fall. Pruning. Be sure to wear gloves when pruning this plant. Pruning crown-of-thorns plants involves cutting away dried and wilted stems and leaves. After doing this, make sure to cover the cut area with a piece of waterproof tape to prevent the leakage of the toxic sap inside. Propagation. To propagate crown-of-thorns plants, use the cutting method. Simply cut one of the stems in the spring or early summer and place it in water to allow the toxic sap to dry completely. After that, dry the stem and dip it in rooting hormone with fungicidal properties. Plant the cutting in suitable soil and keep it in a warm environment while providing adequate moisture. Typically, new roots will develop within 5 to 8 weeks. Once the plant reaches about 5 centimeters in height, transfer it to a pot with drainage holes and appropriate soil, and continue to care for it. Repotting. Since these plants have slow growth, they won't need repotting for a long time. However, if necessary, spring is the best time for repotting. Avoid using a pot that is too large, as this can reduce its flowering capacity. Using porous soil with suitable conditions and pots with drainage holes is also very important. Diseases and pests. Generally, the crown-of-thorns plant is not threatened by specific diseases. However, the biggest concern for this plant is root rot and susceptibility to fungal diseases, which often result from overwatering or using a pot without drainage holes. In such cases, the most important actions are to remove the infected parts of the stems, leaves, and roots, and to use fungicides. Additionally, repotting the plant can also help improve the situation. Frequently asked questions. What causes leaf drop in the crown-of-thorns plant? Leaf drop at the lower part of the stem is natural for this plant. However, leaf drop in all areas may be due to overwatering, especially during the colder seasons, leading to root rot. In this situation, the plant usually emits an unusual odor. Is the crown-of-thorns plant drought resistant? The crown-of-thorns plant is not a desert plant, but it does have the ability to tolerate dry conditions for a limited period of time. What causes a decrease in the number of flowers on the crown-of-thorns plant? Overwatering can lead to wilting and a reduction in the number of flowers on the plant. It's important to provide the necessary light for the plant and to avoid exposing it to light at night. Removing decayed leaves will also help promote the growth of new ones. Excessive pruning and temperature fluctuations can also result in a decrease in the plant's flowering. Is the crown-of-thorns plant Euphorbia toxic? The stems and roots of the crown-of-thorns plant contain a sticky white substance that is highly toxic. Therefore, keep this plant out of reach of children and pets, and use gloves when handling it. If your skin comes into contact with this toxic substance, wash your hands immediately with soap and water. If the toxic substance gets into your eyes, seek medical attention promptly. The crown-of-thorns plant is an excellent choice for those looking for a beautiful and easy-to-care-for plant. I hope these tips help you take the best care of this lovely plant. If you have experience caring for the crown-of-thorns plant, please share it in the comments. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. God be with you.